At this point, maybe you know the breathing exercises, the positions, and all the physical tools to relax your pelvic floor during birth. But there is one thing that will override all of that unless you are aware of it. And that one thing is fear. So today I'm going to talk about breaking the fear, tension, pain cycle so that your pelvic floor can actually stay relaxed during labor no matter what happens. Let's jump into it. So, first of all, think about your brain, okay? Because fear and pain, it can be a physical thing, but those signals, that physical signal comes from your brain. And when your brain perceives fear, it starts to respond to your body, sending it signals to build tension, to send the blood flow elsewhere. Your nervous system gets activated, often in a flight or fight or freeze stage. And having that tension and that nervous system activation can actually make birth more painful. So it was like already a little bit painful, and then you kind of freaked out, and then it became more painful, and then you freak out more and it becomes more painful. And it's just like a horrible cyclical thing. So we want to figure out how we can stop that. And today we're talking about how to address the fear part of things to help stop that cycle. So think about it like this. If you feel like you are in danger, or you feel afraid, you feel like you're being watched, often there's a lot of people in the room when you're giving birth, your body produces adrenaline and cortisol, the stress hormone. What hormone do you need for birth? You need oxytocin, the love hormone. That's the one that drives labor. That's about bonding, all of that. Whoops, just scratched my mic, sorry. So we need oxytocin, not adrenaline. And adrenaline triggers that like clenching reflex. So you might feel your shoulders start to clench and rise. You might feel your jaw start to clench. And whether you feel it or not, your pelvic floor is clenching. What we want instead is to soften rather than clench, right? So relaxing is not about not like having intensity around you. It's not about the absence of intensity. It's about actually being very aware of it and being mindful of your response to that intensity. So if you think about having a contraction, like maybe you've heard them called surges or waves, and those alternate terms are helpful, though I want to say like it is actually a contraction, like your muscles are contracting. So contraction is not a bad term, but often it gets a bad rap. Rep? I never know. Is it reputation? It's supposed to be bad rep, but I feel like people say bad rap. Anyway, when you have a contraction, it's your muscles contracting. So things are tensing up. And what your job is to do, and your pelvic floor's job is to soften. And instead of like resisting the contraction, actually lean into it, ride the wave. And the whole thing of like being aware of it rather than pretending it's not there, resisting it, instead, by really like following and tracking the wave, feeling it start to build, feeling it intensify, and then feeling it, fall away, that presence of mind can help calm your body because it doesn't feel as unknown. It doesn't feel as scary. You know, there's a beginning, and so there must be an end. Does that make sense? So it's really about bringing more awareness to the moment. And then one more thing, the last thing I want to say to wrap this up is, besides just focusing on the wave, having a mantra, having birth affirmations can be extremely helpful, and writing them down. So you even have like a visual that you can look at during labor. Things that are saying, my body is not breaking. My body is opening. Every contraction brings me closer to my baby. This is supposed to happen this way. Things like that. If you can calm your mind down, you can calm your nervous system. Calming your nervous system calms your body. Calming your body calms your pelvic floor. It's all connected. So instead of fear, this is so scary, I don't know what's going to happen, and it hurts. Fear, tension, that fear makes your body tense up, and then more pain, and then I'm even more afraid because it's more tension and more pain. Instead of that, we stay present, we stay calm, we remember the mantras, the birth affirmations, right? And so if you're over here like trying desperately to relax your pelvic floor by foam rolling, by doing the yoga poses, by doing the breathing exercises, I mean, those are all great. They really are great. But if you're not thinking about what's up here, and you're not working on the mental side of things, and not aware of like, what do I actually think about this? Am I afraid? How is that impacting my body? Then your pelvic floor relaxation work is not going to get you anywhere. So from here, let's talk about very specific ways to relax your pelvic floor for labor. Once you got the mental thing down, get into the physical. So go watch that video next.